It's not bright again. Hello, everyone and lovers. Welcome to my channel. My name is Hafashika Faithia or Philomena. Welcome to my channel. As I promised on this channel that I will be talking about everything current affairs and juicy gossip. Now, the current gossip that is going viral right now is that of one Pastor David Mike and Sulman. Now, for those of you, if you don't know who Sulman is is a pastor in Nigeria, and he has a ministry called Omega Ministries. It's on social media, and is one of the so-called GO, the CEO of Omega Ministry in Nigeria. And there's this junior pastor called David Mike. I mean, I've been hearing the news about his complaints on social media since last week, but I decided not to look into it or even share any views or my views about it. I just felt, another pastor gossip and things like that. Now, if the story is true, according to Pastor David Mike, he's a junior pastor who had worked for served Omega Ministries for 16 years. Now, in that 16 years, apparently, Pastor Sulman, the news is that, the gossip is that, and according to, recorded evidence of us hearing the junior pastor David Mike in tears, telling the whole world how his wife was molested, or how Pastor Sulman slept with his wife basically in one of the trips she went to. That's Pastor Sulman apparently had an affair with his wife. That is David Mike's wife. So, and now I also learned that this same David Mike's wife now has a ministry in Abuja. She now has a supermarket. And the assumption is that all these were given to her by Apostle Sulman after the rendezvous. I mean, I would imagine is because those are the rewards for the service of that took place between them. If this story is true, I have no shadow of, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that Pastor David Mike will, a grown-up man like that, a full grown-ass man like that, will go on social media to embarrass himself and be crying. He has been, I think he has had enough. 16 years, he has been enduring enough. And I have no shadow of doubts in my mind that, he's telling the truth. But however, if it's false, by all means, it should be done for defamation of character. But if it is not, I also learned today that, according to David Mike, with his own mouth, that his bank accounts are all frozen. He's been taken to court by Apostle Sulman. And we all know how things are in that Nigeria. When you are an influential personality, you have a bit of change here and there, it's easy to buy off justice. It's easy to buy unfair justice. It's easy. So I learned that he has taken that junior pastor, David Mike, to court. And I won't be surprised if he has paid the police to, that the National Security Force, the police, some, command of that, of whatever area they are, to freeze his accounts. I won't be surprised if the freezing up of David Mike's accounts is, I won't put it past Apostle Sulman and the lawyers that he's working for, because he wants to punish him. Because he wants to punish him. He wants to show David Mike that he is the GO. He is the senior pastor of Omega Ministry. He can do. He is the CEO. He can do anything he likes and get away with it. He is probably taking him to court to say, "Oh, I will deal with you. You want to tarnish my image?" He cried, David Mike. What he did is called crying out. If you cry in silence, it is only you that will die in silence. Something that you can, cry out about and get help for, if you didn't do it, if you die in the cause of it, God will not pardon you. God will not pardon you. God will say you are stupid and foolish. Now, I don't think that in that Nigeria, a pastor, a grown-ass pastor like that will come out and embarrass himself and be crying like that. It's not their way in that country. It's because he has had enough. That is why he came out and speak out on social media for help. Is it not that Nigeria? A lot of the churches there are false. A lot of it are false. And most of them are not even using their own anointing. It's somebody else's anointing and calling. Somebody else's authority given to them by God that they are tapping into, that they are using. A lot of them are occultic. And they are witches and wizards. Now, Apostle Sulman, if this story is true, I'm giving you 24 hours to squash the case against David Mike. I want you to squash it. If the story is true, squash that damn case and compensate David Mike for the damage you are putting him through. That guy is going through depression. That guy is going through depression you are responsible for. And you want to kill him. You froze his account. If this is true, release him and let him go. And compensate him, even though you can never compensate the damage, the emotional trauma and damage your action of adultery and infidelity might have cost him. The wife, David Mike's wife, now has a ministry. She has a supermarket. And I'm sure it's out of your account. That's probably what you promised her after sleeping with her. That's what happens. I know what I'm saying. My name is Hafashika Philomena. I know a lot of all of you. I know a lot of you in that Nigeria or Africa. You have moved away from the originality, from the original ministry, the original churches, and you are forming your own. And, come to think of it, as far as Nigeria is concerned, our foundation, we are not Christian. That's a story for another day. But if it's true that you have frozen that Mike account, I'm giving you 24 hours to release him and compensate him heftily. But if this is a defamation of character and it is proven beyond reasonable doubt to be the case, by all means, you have every right to sue him and take him to court. But if it is not, I'm giving you 24 hours to release him, quash this case, the case against him, and release him. If anything happens to him, I will shut down your ministry, and I'll tell you this, you will pay dearly for it. If you don't pay with your own life, you will pay with the life of those you hold dear. A word, they say, is enough for the wise. I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you prophetically what will happen to you. Good day. I'd like to get back to my breakfast.